Hey, everybody. That kind of caught me by surprise.
Well, hello.
It is indeed a little bit after 7.
It is
We
time.
are
Yes, it is.
in our places with sunshiny faces, getting ready for another
Happy
evening of
Tuesday.
Authors Up. Hey,
Yes,
Francina. Good
Christina.
evening to you. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Always good to have you. Victoria, how are you doing, my
I'm
dear?
doing fine. How you tonight?
Fine.
Love.
Waving so nice and smiling so pretty.
Thank you.
And Miss Ruth, how are you? You got your serious face on.
I
You
am
know,
trying to
with
stay
our
away.
hey,
I look. It's been a long week, and I'm looking forward to vacation. So,
oh,
Yes.
phew,
Shut
that
your
mm,
mouth.
word.
say,
That is the magic word.
Oh, yes, Lord.
mm,
And good evening, good evening. Glad to have you with us tonight. With us tonight, we are going to start as we always do. Well, let me first start out by saying that if you are a writer, you're an author, and you have a book that you would like for us to well, I'm not going to say review, but just have a little book club conversation. I guess we can put it that way about your book, about your writing. Be sure to contact us at authorsup.com. We would love, love, love to hear from you. You were going to say
hold
something?
up. Yes, you're speaking prophetically there. It's authorsup@gmail.com.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
the website will be up next year.
Okay,
Ooh.
So,
okay. I'm in a hurry.
All right. That's
All
all
that's all
right.
right.
right. That's all right. That's all
That's all
right.
right.
So,
It's all right for me to be in a
that's
hurry.
right. That's right. Authorsup@gmail.com. Yes,
Yes.
Gmail.com, gmail.com, and we will take good care of you, right, Ruth? We'll take good.
that's right.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes, yes. Well, we want to start this evening off like we usually do with our weekend review, and we're going to start with Miss Victoria Henderson Poole.
All
And
right.
tell us about your week.
Well, my weekly review is going to be a public service announcement.
Oh, okay.
This week I had some dental work done on Friday. I had three cavities, and I had to get my cavities.
Ooh.
Now I'm telling y'all, I only have 19 teeth, right? So if I lose one more,
Ah,
if I lose one more tooth, I'm gonna have to have a bridge. And I'm 57. I don't want, partials. So what I'm gonna try to tell our listeners and our viewers, please take care of yourself. Prevention really is a cure. It really is. Go get your wellness checks. Go get your mammograms. I've done all of those things in the past 3 months. Go get your eyes checked. If you have insurance, use your insurance. It's coming down towards the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it because whew, mm,
Mm-hmm.
my mouth was hurting.
mm,
It's still a little sore, but it
sorry.
could have been prevented. But you know what? I know we had the pandemic, and I didn't go last year. Actually, didn't think I went the year before that either. So anyway, but that's why I'm a big advocate now. Go get everything done. Your eyes, mammogram, whole wellness. That's right. Put it out there. That's right. Take care of yourself because there's only one you. Only one you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
God has work for us all to do, and we can't do it in a broken down temple. So
Yes.
Yes,
that
ma'am. Good
that
advice.
that was my weekend review.
Good advice. Good advice. Good advice. What about you, Ruth? What was
Stop laughing at me.
I'm sorry, that's not funny, but it's just I love when you share that because you're just you share yourself and you put humor in it, and I think I have to go make a dentist appointment now. So
When's the last time you went, Ruth?
actually it might have been within the last year, so I'm pretty sure because I do remember it was fairly recent. So
good for
it
Okay.
you?
might be time. Yeah. Of course, some of the other stuff might be lacking, but I may have to go make those appointments as
Mhm,
well. So,
mhm,
yeah.
mhm, mhm. Please do.
Yeah, okay. I will.
Thank you.
I will. All right. Well, my week was, same as usual. We went to Virginia yesterday to go see my daughter.
Okay.
See
How's
her
she doing?
first apartment. She's doing really well. She's got her
Good.
first apartment. It's actually really cute.
Oh,
She has a roommate. I thought, most people are like, because my older daughter, she lives in a unit, but my youngest one actually lives in an apartment building. So
oh, okay.
it was kind of different walking in there because they actually have like a church on the ground floor. So or the
Very
basement
interesting.
floor. Yeah, very interesting. So it's like more of a it's just different.
It's
Let's put it that way.
busier
Yeah,
and more
it is.
people.
So in
Yeah, yeah.
the fact that some of their amenities are not anything like when I had my first apartment. So it was a lot more interesting, and it's just it was nice seeing that, and that she's in a good place, and that
Good,
she's
good.
she was happy to see us. She was. I'm not going to say she was more happy to see her car
Yes,
because
she
that
was.
was a yeah. But yeah, she
She
was
was.
because I was parked in one spot, her dad was parked in the other, and the first thing she did when she walked out the building was make a beeline to her
To the
car.
car.
So
Her baby.
yeah, exactly. So
Uh,
yeah, but yeah, no, it was nice seeing her. It
good.
was
I'm
nice,
so glad
and
she's doing well.
yeah,
Really
yeah,
am
she's
glad
doing
to hear
well.
that.
So hopefully she'll be back for the holidays. Definitely Christmas, if not Thanksgiving. So.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool beans. Cool
Yeah.
beans.
What about you, Andrea?
Well, I got a lot of walking in last week.
Well,
All
good.
right.
That
Good.
always
Hey,
makes me
Paula.
happy. It always makes me happy. Yesterday, I went to, this highlight of my week was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
went to the North Carolina Seafood Festival in Morehead City.
All
Mm-hmm.
right.
It was a little bus trip that we did. About 33 of us went,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really quite nice. Weather was great, couldn't have been nicer. A lot of walking, which was good for me because I got all my steps in. I was
Good
happy about it.
deal.
But they had different vendors. It reminded me of the state fair.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Lots of little food places and things like that. Um, I wanted crab legs. That was my that was my focal point. I got on the bus wanting crab legs. I got off the bus still wanting crab legs because in most places they were out. I mean, just
Wow.
a shortage. And the one place that I found that had them, I will share that a cluster was $32 for a cluster. Now, I was sort of
Wow.
looking for a Maryland side, which is all you can eat.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Mm.
all I wanted to at $32 a cluster. So I didn't do that. They had alligator bites. I didn't do that either.
Okay, thank you.
They did have some really nice things, but you know what got me, and I wanted to share this because I thought this was the epitome of customer service. We always give Chick-fil-A their kudos for
Yes.
Uh-huh.
being so nice and so kind. And we had passed this restaurant and then decided to walk along and take in some of the sights per se. And the wait was like 50 minutes then.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But they took your text, asked you for your text, and they said they would text you when it was
Mm-hmm.
almost time for you to be seated. And then you could let them know if you wanted to keep the reservation or not. They encouraged you not to stay there and wait, but to go,
Mm.
see the
Sure.
sights and everything.
Mhm.
So we ended up being seated. Awesome food. Food was really, really good. And I'm hoping, I was trying to look for the name of the place. I think it was called the Ruddy Duck or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. The Ruddy Duck. But here's the thing. My daughter Lynn went with me, and she had given her number, for them to text about food and everything. So we're on the bus, and we get a text message from the restaurant saying, "Thank you so much for dining with us. That
Oh.
you enjoyed everything. We certainly did love serving you, and get
Oh.
yourself a good nap on the bus ride
Oh,
home."
Now they exceeded customer
I thought
expectations.
that was
Yeah, they
the
did.
coolest
They
thing.
did.
I
That
thought
was
that was the
nice.
coolest thing. And I notice when I go places, I try to listen out for what people are saying as they are
Yeah.
leaving. And I notice
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that, or look for places where the locals eat.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And I could hear people saying, "Oh, it was even better than the last time I was here,"
Oh
or
wow.
this was just great," and "Oh, I'm stuffed," and I'm just I enjoyed myself so much. But they were all just so sweet, very nice. So I encourage anybody who's going in the Morehead City area or going to be down that way to look for the folks at the Ruddy Duck because they really did do an absolutely
I'm
amazing
glad you
job.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, I
Okay,
did.
so what did you get if you didn't get crab legs?
I got a gumbo that I could have my God, I could have fed some, 10, 20 people probably. And I mean, it was huge. It was just
Oh
huge. And it was
wow.
Mm-hmm.
very, very tasty. Everything was very fresh.
Oh,
While I
of
got
course.
it fried, it was so, how sometimes you'll get fried food and the breading comes off and
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
not like that at all. Just lightly breaded. And Lynn and I split a platter, which
Mm-hmm.
was, we hardly made it through. Uh,
Wow.
French fries were great. Coleslaw was amazing because that's something not every restaurant.
No, you're right about
No.
that. Yeah.
So it was good to
Ooh.
see. And it was fish and it was scallops and it was shrimp and just the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing on the
Mm-hmm.
platter. But it was so it nothing was overcooked, nothing was hard fried, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it
Mm-hmm.
was
Yes.
really, really good. It was worth the wait and the walk.
She
I really
came back a new lady, didn't she, Ruth?
I
I know, right? Right. For all our listeners, audio listeners, she got a new do.
got me.
That trip transformed her.
Look, this is October. This is the October due. So we
All right now.
So we gonna see how long it lasts. These things don't last very long.
Good evening, Lori. We saw you come pop in.
Hey, Lori, good to have you this evening. Good to have you this evening. Well, we are in the hands of the amazing Ruth Griffin tonight. Ruth is, I was writing my newsletter, and if you all don't get my newsletter, you need to get my newsletter. It comes out on the first Monday of every month. It may come in your spam or your promotions or something like that. Look for it there. But more importantly, subscribe, subscribe,
Exactly.
subscribe, subscribe,
And how do
subscribe.
we subscribe to it?
I'm going to have the link up before we get off the air.
All right, all right. That's what I want to hear.
Yay!
Yes, want to make it easy.
That's
Exactly.
it. That's it. That's it. But while I was preparing, or at least attempting to prepare the newsletter, I just got stuck. It wasn't coming. The words weren't coming together. I couldn't find my place, and my deadline was coming up, and I was like, okay, I got to get something on this paper pretty fast. It makes sense. It's got to make sense. And so I was talking with Ruth about it, and we started talking about writer's block. And
Mm-hmm.
we thought, you know what? This would be a good topic for our authors or
Yes.
anybody out there who has to write anything that has deadline associated with it,
Yep.
whether it's a newsletter project or anything else. If you got it, get it written. There are just sometimes that it does
Yes.
not come. Does not
Just get
come.
stuck. Just
That's
looking at
right.
the paper going, oh my goodness.
That's right. That's right. So we talked about it, and Ruth, I said, well, we decided that it would be a good topic for authors up, and we also decided that Ruth would be the person to lead the discussion. So guess what, Ruth? You're up.
All right, all right. So I am happy to do that. I've been through writer's block before, and you know, I think that this is something that a lot of authors go through. Before I hit writer's block, I was like, oh, I don't understand why writers get blocked. I don't, it
Right.
was just all talk. Because until you go through it, then you realize, oh my gosh, I understand now.
Yes.
So we're going to take the technical approach. We're going to talk what writer's block is. There was actually a study done on it as well, which I did not know. We're going to talk about what not to do for writer's block, and then most
Okay.
importantly, we're going to talk about what to do. So, writer's block is the state of being unable to proceed with writing. Not that you're not able to write, you're just unable to proceed. Big difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Inability to start writing something new. Some believe it's a genuine disorder, but there are also those who also believe it's all in your head.
Okay.
We're going to ignore those people for right now. In the 1970s, clinical psychologists Jerome Singer and Michael Barrios decided to find out what it was. So after following a group of block writers for several months, they concluded that there were 4 broad causes of writer's block.
Mm-hmm.
Excessively harsh self-criticism. I think a lot of people fall into this one.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of comparison to other writers.
Okay.
Lack of external motivation like attention or praise. Lack of internal motivation like the desire to tell one's story. So,
Okay.
in other words, writer's blocks, it stems from various feelings of discontent with the act of writing itself. So it's not that you have the inability, it's just the act. Something about it is triggering you to just get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? If you can get stuck, you can also get unstuck. And that's what we're here to discuss. So, let's start with some anti-solutions, though. These are the things that are not going to help you get unstuck.
Okay.
Refusing to write until you feel inspired. I talk with a lot of
That won't
authors.
help.
No, that will
Wait a
not.
minute. Wait a
If
minute.
you look,
But if
you
I don't
wait,
feel inspired, how can I write?
look, if you wait to feel right for everything, you're gonna be waiting a long time.
True. True.
So if you wait to feel inspired, that inspiration may never come.
Okay.
So now you do have moments of inspiration. Obviously, take advantage of those, but sometimes you just have to bite down and just actually do it. So
Okay.
you don't overcome writer's block by wallowing in self-pity. So
Okay.
don't complain about that. You don't overcome it by procrastinating or making excuses.
Oh,
Yeah, if you got a deadline, oh, I can't write because I have writer's block. That's not going to work. No watching TV. That's not going to help you.
I could get inspired by
Yeah,
Criminal Minds.
see, but you're not waiting for inspiration. So, what are you writing? You're writing your memoir by watching Criminal Minds?
Right?
Lastly, you will not get inspired by reading articles on how to overcome writer's blocks. Those sometimes don't help. So,
Okay.
here are a few ideas to help get you through and I loved the way the one author put it, your creative constipation. So,
Okay. Okay.
okay.
I could go for that.
All right.
all right. So, one thing that you can do, especially, if you're on a deadline, if you're writing a newsletter, if you're writing an article, if okay, like National Novel Writing Month is coming up in November,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have a certain amount of words written, but your brain is just stuck. Get up and go for a walk. Change your atmosphere.
Okay.
That can sometimes help you just get out of this unstuck. It might even provide inspiration. Again, we're not looking for inspiration. We're not waiting for you to feel inspired. We're just looking for you to start. So,
Okay.
do something to get your blood flowing. Go jogging, go walking, do something. Play is another one. Eliminate distractions. I've talked about it before. You don't need the internet to write a book. You
Okay.
do your research. Remember, we have phases. So if you're writing something and you need research, do it beforehand so that you have it when you write.
Okay.
You don't need your phone, probably. So if it's a distraction, put it in another room. Go read a book. That may help you. Listen to music. Create a routine. Anything that may summon, your quote-unquote muse. So, brainstorm ideas and bullet points. I like that one because
Okay.
it gets you out of, okay, I have to write 600 words in 3 paragraphs. No, just put down your points. It's like I advise my authors. If you can outline, that can get you started. That can give you a place to start. So, um, here's the foolproof way to overcome um, writer's block. You ready?
All right. Drum roll.
Oh,
Foolproof way. Okay.
Foolproof way.
Okay.
Right.
Uh-uh. You tricking me, Blue.
profound.
Let's see Andrea's face.
Oh,
See Andrea's face.
You trying to trick me.
And the thing about it is we think it's this deep, like everything else, we think it's this deep, just you can't touch it, but it's the simple things in life that really, it, you overcome writer's block by writing.
You know
So,
what? It was interesting too because I had when I was doing the newsletter this time, I usually have a particular topic.
hmm
As a
Mhm.
matter of fact, at the beginning, when I first started it, I just put down all of these topics,
hmm
when life speaks, you speak, whatever, or, just one word kind of things. And I had I had a word and I couldn't wrap anything around it.
hmm
I just the thoughts just would not come together. And so I did what you said. I just started writing.
hmm hmm
And
hmm
when I started writing, the topic came.
yes,
The
yes,
topic
Hmm.
came out of what I was writing as opposed to me trying to write to the topic. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Right.
So if
Right.
I hadn't just sat down and said, let me just put what's on my heart and just keep going, I probably would not have finished because I was trying to force fit something
hmm hmm
and it just wasn't working.
Right.
yeah, and I'm glad you shared that because and again, it's not just ooh, just keep write. It sometimes it's about changing up certain things about how you write and when you write. So, and one
Mhm.
of them, like you said, is just well, let me go through the points. So, just sometimes putting stuff down on paper. It's if you're writing a newsletter or a book or an article and you just can't get started, switch over to your journal. Start
Mhm.
writing in that, or start writing an email or something just to get the words flowing. And if
Okay.
you can do that, write what's on your heart. Free write. Um, Write whatever comes to mind. The point is, and I said it earlier, is just, it's not that you can't write. It's just that you've become stuck. So you have to find a way to get unstuck. And the way you do that is by writing. Part of that
Right.
is free writing. The other
Right.
part is, like I said, doing a private diary, or a dream journal or something. If you're writing a story and you just can't get it right, try focusing on another story so that you want to get the words flowing, and once you do that you'll be able to, it's like turning on a spigot. Once you get, it may come out slow at first, but once you get it going it starts pouring out. So the other thing is, remember that the beginning isn't always the best place to start, and this is the one I know by example, or by experience. So when I was writing the story of joy, or the book of
Mhm.
joy, I was stuck on that for months because I could not get the beginning the way I knew it had to be. And that was actually the first year that I took up the challenge for National Novel Writing Month.
Mhm.
And having that deadline looming over you, you just start putting down whatever's on paper. Whatever's in your brain, you just start writing. And I got my 1,600 words done that first night. And I looked it over and I'm like, this is all right. Came back the next night, put another 1,600 words down on paper, and I'm like, oh, this is a little bit better. Came back, and again, remember, editing and writing are two different processes, so I
Right.
couldn't go back and fix it. I had
You
to
were
keep
just
writing.
writing.
And the point was that by the end of the month, I had finished the book, and I only had to go back to that first chapter and go, okay, let me tweak it up some. But by moving on, being able to come out of it, and sometimes, maybe you need to start on chapter 2 or chapter 3, and then come back to the first chapter or start back to the beginning and see if that helps you at all. It's just the point again is just to get you writing and not necessarily for you because remember, Ernest Hemingway, the first draft of anything is garbage. So
But
I
you know,
don't
Ruth,
like Ernest.
I had we don't like her. I had a year, you know, I write my blog, and
mm-hmm,
I had a year I could not write. I could
mm-hmm,
not write, and used to tell myself it was writer's block, but now you know I'm listening to you and
mm-hmm,
listening to the points. I would not write.
mm-hmm,
I just would not write. I was so consumed by grief.
mm-hmm,
The year started off when I had lost a very good friend. Was just tragically killed, and I was so overcome. I was feeling so bad all the time, and you know my blog's about encouraging and inspiring others. I could not. I was just not in a place where I said all I could write about was how bad I felt.
mm-hmm,
And I just said, you know, if I write, that's all that's going to come out. So nobody's going to want to hear about my pain like that, you know. So I just couldn't write. And I don't know. It just took me a while to get back into really doing the blog. Like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, I was just stuck.
Yeah, and maybe it was less stuck and more processing. And that's why I
Yeah.
started off with the definition because I think it's important
Hmm.
for us to understand where we are. And this is true of any part of our lives. If you don't
Right.
understand where you are, you
Right.
certainly can't fix it. So if you truly are in a writer's block,
Hmm.
then it is important for you to go through the steps and realize, okay, is this what's going on? And now I just have to sit down. But, if you're still processing grief, like
Yeah.
you certainly were, maybe that wasn't the right time
Right.
to write. Maybe, if you were strong enough, or I apologize. Let me rephrase that. If you were in the correct mental state to write, someone could have, you know, gleaned something from that.
And now
But
I feel bad now that I didn't because
well,
writing is my way of processing, and
hmm
I didn't even want to use that. I
right.
just I just shut down. I just couldn't do it.
hmm
But I think now that if I had wrote and just let the words flow, like you said, free write, just
hmm
sit and write just how I feel, I would have gotten it out and gotten through my process a little sooner had I used the tools
hmm
that I because I love I love writing. So if I had journal, I couldn't do nothing. I shut every book, shut it down.
hmm
Let me ask you a couple of things. I want to make mention of what Laurie had put up because she
Mhm.
said, and I think the couple of things are just very key. She said, "I tell myself that I can do it."
hmm
Tell the first thing I tell myself that I can do it, and that is goes with that excessively harsh criticism because I
hmm
Right.
think when we
hmm
are
Right.
in that place, we just don't believe that we can.
Right.
She
Mhm.
said I move away, walk around the house, take 7 deep breaths, then I start writing again.
hmm
Finally, I ask God to help me. And ladies, the words and ideas come. God will
Exactly.
give you
God will give
divine
those what we call
downloads
divine downloads, right?
in his presence. That is true. And those are very good points, Laurie. Thank you for that.
Yes.
She said also says writing is healing for someone, including you.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I
Exactly.
Yeah.
wanted to ask you something about journaling because
hmm
people journal different ways.
hmm
Mhm.
There's some people that their journal is like a diary.
Yep.
Mhm.
This is what I did today. This is what happened today. Then I know some people that use their journal as the um, beginning affirmation and closing affirmation of their day. They actually write down, kind of like we do at 8 at 8.
hmm
Today I am strong. I am, victorious. I am whatever those statements happen to be. And then close the day with God, I
hmm
thank you for
Right.
kind of thing. But you mentioned something, and sometimes, and I'm going to ask it anyway, because sometimes we think we know what things mean,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
we don't. Uh, so I wanted you to talk a little bit about the dream journal, because that
Mm.
really is a term that I hadn't heard before. So,
Okay.
tell me about the dream journal?
Well, a dream journal can be one of a couple things. It could be things that you are aspiring to. It could be things that you are not necessarily planning for, but what are your aspirations? What do you want to do?
Hmm.
What are it's more looking ahead. I also understand that some people use dream journals as what that actually sounds like is that they
You
write
write down
down
your
their
dreams.
dreams. And
Okay.
I don't know that there are any reliable interpretations for it, but I know that you end up dreaming what you don't deal with during the day. So if you have weird dreams, you should probably handle your business at day during the
I agree with
waking
you.
hours.
I've had some weird dreams the last couple of days. I bet I should write them down.
So what is it true that that everybody dreams? I don't dream. I don't think
Really?
I dream.
No,
If
well,
if I do, I'm not privileged to
To
remember what
remember
they
now.
no, and that might be it because everybody goes into REM. Most everybody goes
Yeah.
into REM sleep, which is when you dream,
I
are.
dream of
and
Technicolor.
Victor, we're gonna put you in timeout. Okay, that's what's gonna happen in a minute.
I do. I
Please,
dream of color.
please proceed, Miss
Okay,
Ruth.
I'm sorry.
I don't even remember. Oh,
I'm sorry.
you're
No,
okay.
you're not.
No, okay, so dreams, not everybody remembers them. You may only remember a piece of
Piece of
them
it.
when you
Yeah.
wake up, and some people enjoy writing that down to see what they dreamed or how it differs from night to night or like I said, some people interpret them. Some people will say, okay, these are things that I need to deal with. These are things that mirror what happens during the day. So
Mhm.
that's what a dream
Mhm.
journal is.
Okay.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
if there are Paula she remembers parts of
Write it down,
Mm-hmm.
Paula.
Mm-hmm.
yes, 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 yes. If any of you have a quick question that you want to ask, please now's the
Absolutely.
time to put it
Absolutely.
in the comments because we're coming towards rolling down towards the end of the show. So
Yeah.
if there's anything that we can answer for you, please put it in the
Yeah.
comment section now.
Yeah.
And I think Alan has my link for the newsletter. So I'm going to ask him if he does, to put that up and leave that up for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Yes, this is the newsletter sign up. And I think it has to have, I think it has to have hyphen newsletter hyphen sign up at the end, doesn't it, Ruth? I'm not
It
sure you
should.
can
Yeah.
do it just with that. So
Yeah.
after ALH, put hyphen newsletter hyphen sign up, and that will take you
Yep.
right where you can sign up. And you have time. You have time because because tomorrow is the first Monday of the month. I can't believe it.
Absolutely.
It's gone by so
Yeah.
fast. I do
Yeah.
want to ask, you are participating again in the writing challenge, right, Ruth?
Yes. Yes.
And there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Thank you,
I
Alan.
am
You're
too.
being
I'm going to
an
join the
excellent
challenge.
worker.
Yes, yes. And for all our audio listeners, the link is http colon // bit.ly /ALH dash newsletter dash sign up. One word. Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you,
So
guys.
we are participating in the National Novel Writing Month con.
And I am going to be their encourager.
Yes.
I am
Yes.
going to help them to um, do what they need to do and to stay on track. I'll be sending them emails and text messages saying, "Did
We
you write
appreciate
today?
it.
How many
Yes,
words
yes.
did
And
you
for our
write?"
listeners who may not know what it is, it's just a national, I'm sure it's just in the United States. I'm not sure if it's global, but it is just a challenge that's done every November to complete a book. Now, again, it's a first draft, and every first draft we know is what?
Garbage.
Ernest
Garbage.
Hemingway.
Yes, I mean, but the point is once you have words down on paper, you can edit them.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
necessarily that you're churning out, a bestseller. not in that state, but you can come
Right.
back and edit. You can't edit what you don't have on paper. So, on average, it's about 50,000 words,
Mhm.
but you go at your own pace. So if you know you're only going to be writing about 30,000, just split that up 30 days. That'll be your word count. So,
This month, I have no idea, but I am going to use some of the tips that you gave me,
yes.
that you have given to write an outline. I know what my subject
Mhm.
matter is.
Mhm.
Take and do an outline, kind of name my chapters, and kind of
Yeah.
go from there.
Yeah, and the other thing was I wanted to give just a couple quick habits that would
Mhm.
also help with writer's block as well. But if you're able to set aside smaller time windows, some people are like, well, I'm going to spend all afternoon, all Saturday writing.
Right.
No, let's break it up to a couple hours, if even that, maybe even go by word count. That's usually how I go.
Okay.
If something doesn't work, let it go.
Okay.
That's how actually I ended up writing my first novel, Stepmother's Anonymous.
Mhm.
I was going to enter another contest. I started, and it just wasn't flowing. And I thought,
Mhm.
okay, well, let me change gears. I started with Stepmother's Anonymous, and I had it done in a month's time. So
Wow.
yeah. So if it's not working, just let it go. You might come back to it later and decide that, hey, maybe now I can do it. So um, take a break, come
Been
back
that
to
way,
it.
Antonio.
I saw it. Hi, Antonio.
Hi, Antonio.
Um, so if you take a break, if you're having a rough time with it, if you just can't get the words down, get up, go for a walk, come back, maybe write an idea, a paragraph, something else, something that you can get started with. But if it's just not working, again, let it go.
Mhm.
Write the way that suits you. You know how you write best. I always encourage my writers, hey, start with an outline.
Mhm.
Some writers, I don't know how they do this, they write from the seat of their pants. I have no idea. They just sit down and write. I cannot do that. But if that's you, by all means, more power to you and do you. So,
Well,
um,
I'm glad I'm not doing it this year, and I don't feel bad about it. I'm not
no, and you
getting
shouldn't.
into
You
it,
should. No,
but
because no. Let's talk about you for a second because you're
oh
going to
well,
have a book coming out at the end of the year and then another one
Amen.
next year. So,
Yeah,
you
she's
okay.
done her writing.
Yes.
but I never, without that challenge, I never
Hmm.
would have done it.
Wow.
Hi,
I would
Antonio.
have done it. So glad to see you pop up, and
Yes,
it always
absolutely.
is.
Yes.
But no, I never would have, and I
Hmm.
Mm.
stayed true to my committed word count.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And then I got to the end, and I thought, oh, I just don't know. And that's when I knew I had to give it to my wonderful publisher, because
Amen.
I was going to go back and start tearing it apart and
Yeah.
start overthinking.
Mhm.
And
Hmm.
and I am comfortable with the fact that it is what it is.
Mhm.
It's a story that I wanted to tell,
Hmm.
and it
Hmm.
came from many different people in many different places at many different times. So
I
I
can't
I
wait to read
believe
it.
I believe that there's somebody out there that's really going to enjoy it.
Can you
Oh
tell
yeah.
us the title at least?
No,
Y'all been
I'm not
teasing me
telling you
for
anything.
months now.
I'm not telling you anything. I'm going to tell you
Ah!
when my publish when we're in the editing process.
Yes, we will make an announcement. Victoria, you're gonna find out soon anyway. So
Yeah,
stop acting like that.
when I'm in the editing process, and
I just can't wait.
when I'm sure that that is what the title is going to be,
Okay.
then
Okay.
I'll share. I'll
I understand that. I
be
understand.
happy.
Okay.
Be happy
Yeah.
to be happy
Yes.
to share.
But yes, but to recap, unblocking writer's block. If you can get stuck, you can get unstuck,
Unstuck.
and the most surefire way of getting unstuck is to write.
It's
So
all right.
yeah, it's just find different ways to write, journal, go read a book, go do ideas, anything that'll get the blood flowing, the words flowing. Again, if you can get stuck, you can get unstuck. So it's not a permanent state. Just look to see where you're at. If it's something else, then that's something else you need to deal with, and you
Gotcha.
can come back and write.
Well, that is it for us for tonight. Believe it or not, if you did not have the opportunity to send us a question, you can still do that, and you can
Mm-hmm.
always come back and listen to the show again. We're always out there, and we are. Tell them where to find us, Ruth, so that I don't mess up the instructions.
All right, our show airs live on SIBN and Facebook on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. We have a replay on Saturday night at 7 p.m. again on SIBN and Facebook. We
Yeah.
are also we also have a podcast where you can listen to the audio. You can download us from any of your whatever your preferred site is. Hopefully, we'll have another venue for you soon. So
Yay.
we'll be discussing that in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, and send us an email at authorsup@gmail.com. We
Yeah.
are open to you as a guest. If you write a book, you write a blog, we want to hear from you.
Exactly.
Yep.
And last thing too, we are going to be soliciting our actors for the dramatic read we
Production.
want to
Yes.
do in December. So look,
Yes.
stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned,
Yes.
Yes.
because we are going to be looking for some of you to participate, and we're going to tell you about that next week. I think no, not
No,
next
next week we're
Not next
not.
week.
not
That's
No,
next
right.
week,
not next
but
week. The week after we will.
week after, week after.
Yes,
We'll
because next week, what are we doing?
Next week we are showing a replay because Authors Up is taking a hiatus.
Oh no, we're taking a vacation.
excited.
Just call it what it is. We're going on vacation.
We out of here.
Yes, we are. And as you can tell, some of us need it more than others. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
That one over there.
I just want to say it also looks like she pointed at herself. So I think at
I'm
this
not
point we could
ashamed.
all use a
I
vacation.
am not ashamed. But look, guys, thank you so much. We have cut up a lot tonight, but I know that we have also given you some good information. And that's what this is all about, a forum for authors by authors. And we know that some of you are going to do something that you have never thought you would do. I don't know whether it's going to be a blog or a book or
Well, you
just
know what? See what
journaling.
Antonio said? He said he just
But
started a blog on his PR website, and he'll
Oh,
need to look out for the tips and tricks for blog writing. You
oh,
have
all
to go
right.
back and look
Okay.
at the other
oh no,
show. We did a show on
that's
blog.
right. And
Mhm.
Antonio, if we can remember which one it is or the date of that show so that you can go back and look at it in the archives, one of us will get that to you so
Yes.
that you will be able to catch up on those tips and tools all about blogging.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on that.
Yes.
Wonderful,
Looking forward to
wonderful.
reading it.
Any final comments, ladies?
Nope. Just remember, for me, remember my PSA. Go take care of yourself. Prevention really is a cure.
Yes.
Right. That's it. That's it for us. We will be back. Of course, the show will be here next week. We will be back live, refreshed, rested, ready the
Sweet.
week after that. So enjoy your week. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. We'll see you soon because
Night,
you
Bronze
Good
girl.
night.
never know what's going to happen on Office Up.
No, that's right.
That's for sure.